What's the most creepiest thing you've seen that you weren't supposed to see? I was 8 and watched my friend's dad beating the shit out of him from my tree house. Looking back, it's no wonder he was the class clown. People loved him at school. As a kid, I was walking through the woods when on holiday. I was only following the river up and down so I couldn't get lost. I saw a tarpaulin through the trees and thought I would go check it out. As I got close, someone I couldn't see said turn around and keep walking, which, unsurprisingly, I did. At a run, when walking back along the river the next day, the tarp was gone. I saw a lady moving big blue chemical barrels into a garage. There was at least 20 in there and she saw me and closed her garage. Drove by an hour later, garage open, all barrels gone. I'm a sales rep and was looking for a meeting room in a rural hospital's pathology department and got lost. I started opening doors to find someone who could help me. When I opened one door, there was a primate of some sort that was suspended by its wrists that had all of its skin flayed off. Presumably it was a primate cadaver being used for anatomy lessons, but it scared the shit out of me. The skin was removed from the skull, but the eyeballs remained, so it appeared to be staring at me as I entered the room. Pathology departments in small town hospitals are creepy as hell. Bum exposing himself at the bus stop saying he needed to release the demons by jerking off. When I was 15, me and a buddy were hiking along the Merced River to our fishing spot when we were stopped on the path by 3 guys with ball caps and bandanas covering their faces and holding shotguns. They told us to turn around and go back, which we did without question. Was very strange since we'd been down there dozens of times and had never seen them before or after this. Found out a few months after that there was a clampers rally happening on the property of a guy who lived down there, and they were guards. I was at my friend's house and we were playing on her dad's computer. Somehow we ended up in the search history and he'd been to porn sites about bestiality. I was like 12 and I've never been the same. I saw a pimp shooting up a hooker in a car then pushing her out into the street in Washington, D.C. I was sitting in the backseat on a bus and saw a man jerk off to a woman who was sitting a few spots in front of him. It was real nasty. He jizzed in an empty cup and threw it away in the small trash can in the bus. I was 14 at the time. A classmate of mine was sitting weirdly and covered his crotch with his coat. He's acting weird, so I asked him if he's okay. And it turned out that he was jerking during the math class. Not sure whether it's hilarious or creepy, a little bit of both maybe. His awkward smile is both disturbing and funny. I came home unannounced when I was in college and walked in on my parents fucking. He was really going to town on her, such that they didn't even notice. I tiptoed back out. I worked at a hospital when I was younger, food service, delivering food trays to the patients. I walked into one of the sick rooms unknowingly. There was a crazy lady sitting in a chair holding a bedpan full of feces. And let me tell you, when I say crazy, this woman had a look in her eye that I haven't ever seen and don't ever want to see again. She said, "If you don't get out of my dwelling, I'm gonna throw shit on you, little boy." I've never been so freaked out in my life. Needless to say, I dropped the damn tray and ran out. This old lady in Lower Manhattan pushing a shopping cart full of cans and bottles stops in front of me and my friends and pulls down her pants and begins pooping on the sidewalk. I worked for defense lawyers and they represented a very high-profile, prolific serial killer in our area. We once got a ton of boxes back from storage so they could look for something. I looked in a box labeled pictures and once I started looking I couldn't stop. I swear I didn't sleep for a week. My friend broke into his neighbor's apartment and stole a video recorder, and on the tape was him fucking his couch. Dad thought I was asleep and our only computer at the house was at my room. Woke up in the middle of night to see titties on my computer and didn't understanding what's going on, or the time when he was suicidal and hanged a rope on the top of his room, which I saw when I went to the bathroom. All this shit happened before I was 11 and didn't get better from here.